Okay, welcome to your 20th CSS and HTML tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be covering the CSS cursor property. Now, the cursor property determines how a cursor will display once it hovers over an element. As you can see here, the cursor displays as an arrow as we hover over the document right here. It displays as an arrow because that's how the Chrome browser we have here renders it. Okay, and its default value is auto. So as a default value of auto, the Chrome browser renders it as an arrow. However, we can change that. We can change it to display as different things when hovering over elements. So let's go ahead and create a div on the page right here. Okay, and let's give this div an ID. Let's give it an ID of box, and let's give it a style. We're going to say box. Let's give it a width of 100 pixels. Let's give it a height of 100 pixels as well, and let's give it a background color of, let's say, blue. Control S to save, and let's preview this in the browser right here. As you can see here, we have the blue element. Now, like I said, the browser renders it as an arrow as its default value, and the default value is auto. However, we can change that. We can put in different values to render the cursor differently. So let's say cursor, and let's give it the value. Let's say crosshair. Control S to save. And as you can see here, once we hover over the element, the cursor changes to a crosshair, like a kind of cross. Okay, we can also say help. Control S to save. Preview this, and as we hover over the element, the cursor adds a question mark to it as help. Okay, we can also say move. Control S to save. And as we hover over the element, the cursor changes to the move symbol. Okay, we can also say resize. Control S to save, and the cursor changes to an east-west kind of symbol. We could change it to a north-south kind of symbol by saying north resize, by saying N resize. And as you can see here, it changes to a north-south kind of symbol. Okay, we can also say pointer. Control S to save, and let's preview it. As you can see here, the symbol changes to a hand pointer. We can also say text. Control S to save, and as you can see here, it changes to a symbol like you're writing text. Okay, we can also say wait. Wait is like a kind of progress kind of symbol. As you can see here, the progress symbol, wait, when the page is loading. And we could also say cell. Control S to save. We could change this to a cell symbol. This is like using a table cell. Once you click on the table cell, it changes to this kind of symbol right here, cell. Okay, now there are a number of different values we can use for the cursor property. Okay, there are a plethora of values, in fact. However, we're gonna simply, for the sake of this tutorial, we're gonna use these values alone. Okay, so this is our 20th CSS and HTML tutorial. So do ensure that you subscribe and you do view further tutorials. Thank you.